What's good, y'all? It's Evan James. And we're with Forum 216. You can find me on all platforms at Evan James Official, EVANJAMES Official. And I'm about to answer some questions. If you could be any animal, what would it be? So I would go with Black Panther or Abstract and Octopus. They're adaptive. They change colors, change shapes. They're like a lonesome animal, which is cool, and they're super smart. If I had a superpower, what would it be and why? I think teleportation, because flights is expensive. It takes time to get from here to there. If I could just, boom, be in another place, do a show, boom, be in another place, do a show, that'd be amazing. What makes me smile? Realistically, I would have to say my family, especially my brothers. I got 2 little brothers, and I do a lot of what I do for them just to be able to show them, like, you could really achieve anything. You just got to put your mind to it. You got to work really hard. But I think when I see them either enjoying the fruits of my labor or enjoying their own fruits of their labor, that's what makes me smile. What would I do if I won the lot? I pay off my debt. Bought a house last year or the year before that. I can't remember. I would pay that off, go buy another home, because if you invest in land, you're going to be set. I think after that, then I have some fun, maybe get a couple toys, get a nice truck. One of my dream trucks is a Ford Bronco lifted, put a cab on it, put 2 12s in the back, matte black, put big suspension on it, just so I can ride around, just lift it, you know? But other than that, maybe get my first car too. My first car was a beater. It was a 2001 Honda Accord, stick shift. I just get back into it. So I think a couple of toys, get a house, and then call it a day. Obviously set up my family and everything, but other than that, I wouldn't go too crazy. What do people misunderstand most about you? I was recently talking to somebody about this the other day. I feel like the biggest misconception about me is at these shows or when I go outside, I'm kind of just posted up on a wall. I'm just chilling. I'm really surveying a lot of the area just because I like to learn. I like to watch. I'm definitely a people watcher, but that sometimes comes off a little bit too chill. Some people are a little bit, I wouldn't say scared, but just hesitant to approach me when I'm kind of standing on the wall. I don't like to look too closed off or anything. I usually am dancing, but I do chill by myself just to be able to really see what's going on, listen to people's lyrics or listen to and see what's going on around me. It's just one of the things that I do. And sometimes it makes me look a little bit too chill, too cool, but that's not who I am. Not too cool. Just come up to me, we could chat. You know what I mean? What is my favorite thing about myself? It's definitely my ethic, my hard work. I think no matter what I put my mind to, it's just about hard work and keeping a positive mentality. Because if you can work through every single day and see the light on the other side, you're going to win. Because even in a loss, it's a blessing in disguise. It's just a lesson. What was I like as a child? I was definitely a little bit more quiet, a little bit more timid. As I've grown up, I've come out my shell. I've been a little bit more expressive, especially when it comes to music and being confident with my lyrics and the way that I express myself. I've learned to come out my shell and really be the person who I always should have been. It just took some time. I was definitely a loner in a lot of ways because I moved around schools a lot. I was a new kid in a lot of different schools. So it's the same way that I stand in these clubs and at these shows on the wall. I was in the back of the classroom just listening, seeing how people interacted with each other, what friend groups were cool with other friend groups, and just kind of learning and being adaptive. I think that taught me how to maneuver now as an adult. Being like that as a child, you get to see who to steer clear from and who to really tap in with. How am I different than my old self? Today, October 8th, this is 11 months sober. No drinking, no smoking, no nicotine. Yeah, so it's a whole different version of myself today than I saw a year ago and a year before that. I think that the biggest difference is my mentality. A lot of times when I was younger and a couple of years ago, I was in a negative space. When something bad would happen to me, it wasn't why me or pity party, but it definitely was, what is this suffering for? And now I understand what it's all for. There's a larger plan, there's a larger lesson. Everything has an outcome. You just got to see it through. How do I want to be remembered? It would be stupid of me not to say my music, but I also don't want to come off as vain. I think I want to be remembered as somebody who just tried to be real. I don't want to be remembered as anything beyond that, because I can't sit here and say that I am real, because there's plenty of situations where I find myself maybe pleasing somebody who I shouldn't have or appeasing a situation where I shouldn't have. But I think that just makes us human. But I try to be real in a lot of situations about my emotions, about the way that I handle things. That's how I want to be remembered realistically, because if I look at people that I idolize, like Nipsey or like Mac Miller, like these type of people in the industry, you see them put their real life on the line musically and expression. That's all I want to be remembered as. What's my biggest fear? I think my biggest fear is not being real. I think my biggest fear is having other people look at me and have some form of thought process and or image about me that's not real. And that's not coming from a place of I'm worried about what other people think of me. That's coming from a place of my actions in the past. If I ever was fake or was ingenuine in any way, that would cause them to have a real image about me not being real. That's my biggest fear, realistically. I just want people to see me, as Evan James. What's an important lesson you learned in life? One of the largest pivotal points in my life was in 2019. I was diagnosed with stage 3 testicular cancer at age 19 going on to age 20, which is realistically young. Like when I think about it, because a lot of people grow up fast. A lot of people grow up by age 15, 16, and I definitely did grow up in a lot of ways fast. But that was a turning point in my life to understand what life really means. When you wake up every single day and you have the choice to work, the choice to achieve a dream, please go get it, please. Because I was in a position where I was only laid up for a couple weeks, God bless, but I seen people around me who never could get back out of that bed, and family members didn't get to leave with their people. I think that life should never be taken for granted, and it's an easy thing to say, sitting here and being like, every day, wake up, get it to it. You know what I'm saying? Screw all the other shit you got going on in your life. But at the same time, you do have a choice. Everything that happens to you in your life, you have a choice on how you move forward. That moment in my life made me wake up and realize that every single breath that I take is a blessing. And yeah, sometimes you can get down and you can have a little bit of I don't want to say pity, but you can have a little bit of like sorrow for yourself for a little bit, but get back up. Always get back up and keep moving. So that's all the questions that I have. Like I said, I'm Evan James. You can find me on all platforms at Evan James Official. That's EVANJAMES Official. I just dropped a project a little while ago. I think it was like 6 weeks ago, called Summer James. I got a couple songs on there going crazy right now. One of them called Holding It Down. I'm going to be performing it out here in Ohio. But tap in. And tap in with Forum 216, because they really got it going on.